is one of Britain's biggest miscarriages of justice. Hundreds of self-employed post office managers were wrongfully convicted of fraud, falsifying documents and theft over a faulty IT system called Horizon. Now, some of these convictions date back 30 years to the early 90s. Some people served prison time and hundreds were left financially ruined. Now, this story really only garnered widespread media coverage here in the United Kingdom earlier this year after British broadcaster ITV released a drama series into the scandal. And some critics argue that this is the reason why the government is acting today, particularly within an election year. Now, this legislation will immediately exonerate more than 700 post office managers who were wrongfully convicted of a crime and pave the way for close to $1.2 million of compensation each. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak spoke about the legislation in Parliament.
Speaker, as I said, I want to pay tribute to all postmasters who have campaigned tirelessly for justice, including those who tragically won't see the justice that they deserve. Today's legislation marks an important step in finally clearing their names, and across this House we owe it to them to progress this legislation as soon as possible before summer recess.
There's also another cohort of post office managers who weren't convicted of a crime but were still left out of pocket, having to dip into their own savings in order to balance the books. Now, it's that group of post office managers who originally took the government to court and are the reason why this scandal was exposed. I spoke to Jo Hamilton. She's a victim of the scandal. She was forced to plead guilty to falsifying documents in court. She since cleared her name and settled her case. Let's take a listen.
This whole thing just makes me so angry when they stand in Parliament and they say stuff, and it's like you're just deflecting from the fact there are 490 odd people that are literally hanging by a thread. Some of them are literally, I mean, there was a lady interviewed on the television, she's 91. You know, how much longer do you wait?
So for hundreds, this has really been a long and arduous legal battle for fair compensation, and many still remain out of pocket. No one from the post office or the IT provider Fujitsu have faced any charges over this scandal.